it works. I think. Hello, everyone. I'm Xeno from Lord of Darkness. As you can see, it's me again. And once again, I'm in the Chantry. And yeah, about that. So after I was allowed back here, the regent requested some recompensation after the incident that I may or may not have caused some time ago. That's why I was kicked out. But yeah, and the recompensation that he came up with is this video, which marks the beginning of a new series here on this channel, Chantry Lectures. So yeah, I have to talk to you about stuff, a lot of stuff, and today, as the regent have suggested for the first video, I will talk about a very interesting topic, which is blood sorcery, everyone's favorite discipline, mastered and perfected by yours truly, member of clan Tremere. Not me personally, but the clan itself. So yeah, we're the best, of course. So how it's gonna work? I will talk in short about what is blood sorcery, how it relates to other things, a little bit of history, the capabilities that come with mastering this art, and some other stuff related to this topic. So I think that's all from the overview how it's gonna work. Let's get started then. But to understand the beauty and power of blood sorcery, we need to understand what are disciplines in themselves, the concept of utilizing blood by kindred. So I have this right here. So disciplines. What are disciplines? In short, disciplines are ways of utilizing the power of blood, because well, blood of kindred, of vampires, is not the usual thing that you find in animals, mortals and stuff. Our blood is special in a way. It has a certain kind of energy, certain kind of special quality that allows us to utilize it in many different ways. So that's what disciplines are. Ways of utilizing this blood in a different ways, and that opens many doors for us to do many things. Now a little bit of my personal theory will appear in this diagram right here. So in my opinion, at least, disciplines can be separated into three major groups, types of disciplines, and those are mental disciplines, physical disciplines, and mystical disciplines. I hope you don't hear that. So what are mental disciplines? For example, things like dominate, auspex, animalism, presence, obfuscate, things that influence other people's minds, that influence them, or our own, like with auspex. It allows us to have sight beyond sight, if that makes sense. But that's what it is, influencing other people's emotions, minds, memories, the mind itself. That makes sense. Next are physical disciplines. They are a little bit simpler to explain. Those are disciplines that allow kindred to push our bodies beyond the physical limitations. Of course, our bodies are sturdier, stronger than normal humans, but the physical disciplines like potence, for example, allows us to increase our supernatural strength to even greater heights, greater levels. Same with fortitude and celerity. Those are the simple, being stronger, sturdier, faster. Protein is a little bit more complicated because it allows the user to mold their bodies, shift them, transform, stuff like that. It's actually very interesting topic that deserves the separate episode, but yeah, those are physical disciplines, the disciplines that allow us to manipulate or strengthen our bodies. Those are the physical ones. And the topic of this video, the mystical disciplines. To this category, we can include stuff like, of course, blood sorcery, the alchemy of thin bloods, this little thing they do, it's weird, and to some extent, I think the oblivion discipline, necromancy and stuff. I like that. Oblivion is a little strange here, but it falls into the same category, at least in my opinion. But yeah, what are mystical disciplines? They are disciplines, powers that allow a kindred to create very powerful effects outside the physical realm or the mental realm. We can manipulate our surroundings. We can manipulate our surroundings, transmutate stuff, change people and things. We can fly. So yeah, mystical disciplines are very diverse. They have many ways to utilize them. They are very complex in mastery. But yeah, those are the mystical disciplines. Cool stuff. That I think I will talk about Oblivion and alchemy of Finbloods in separate episodes. That's an interesting topics, but let's focus on the main topic of today. That being, of course, blood sorcery. Boom, blood sorcery. So we know what disciplines are. We know how they can be separated, what kinds of disciplines are, what they do, and what is blood sorcery. So every mystical discipline allows the user to manipulate themselves, other people, and surroundings by utilizing the power of blood. But blood sorcery, every discipline utilizes the power of blood, but blood sorcery uses it in a deeper way. And what I mean by that is creating really extraordinary effects, manipulating the concept of blood itself, like literally, like telekinetically controlling the shape of blood, for example. That's one of the simplest tricks at our disposal, like this. Yeah, I can do that. Basic stuff, but that's only the basic stuff. The manipulation, blood manipulation, is a very basic thing, and only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the blood sorcery as a whole. Of course, the most infamous, I think, power that a blood sorcerer can wield is known as a cauldron of blood, or blood boil. And And yeah, that's exactly what the name says. We can boil someone's blood in their bodies so they explode. But still, that's basic stuff. Basic stuff. So that is blood sorcery, manipulation of blood. But not only that, it allows us to create much more complex effects. It also allows us to tap into the realm of mental stuff and physical stuff. We can enhance our physical prowess or our mental capabilities using blood sorcery and not relying on other disciplines. So yeah, blood sorcery is very a very diverse thing. So now that we understand what blood sorcery is, we have to actually talk a little bit about history of the thing known as blood sorcery, because it's not exactly that simple, and it's necessary to understand how other kindred look at it and how it is used exactly. Well, the lore of kindred is very complex, to say the least, like a spaghetti. So I will be filling the holes in the lore that is unknown to us, because who knows what happened actually. I will be using this. Yeah, I have a copy. I'm not a member of the Sabbath, that I want to make clear. I'm not Sabbath. Alright? No. But Book of Nod covers kindred lore in an interesting way, you know, Cain and stuff. So let's get started on the history lesson. So first, you know, Cain killed Abel, blah blah blah. The disciplines were created after Cain presumably was cursed by God. Then he found Lilith, the first woman, first wife of Adam. And depending on source, she taught him how to create potence, celerity, protein, auspex, dominates, and all those basic disciplines. And then he went away, created second generation, then the third generation, antediluvians. They utilized blood in many different ways. And here, in theory, is the place or the time that birthed thing known as blood sorcery. Many scholars argue who was first. I will sadly have to say that we weren't the first, that Tremere weren't the first to use blood sorcery, but we are the best at it, so that doesn't count. But yeah, three main sources here. One says that the first blood sorcerers were the Banu Hakim, known in the past as Asemites. Their blood sorcery was known as Quietus or Duran Ki, if I pronounced correctly, and it was very shamanistic in nature, with many religious aspects. Next source says that the Tsimitsi clan was first to utilize blood sorcery. Theirs was like very animistic, very spiritual. So they manipulated spirits of nature. I bet Lupines didn't really like that. And the third source says that the ministry antediluvian, the Setites, the Set himself started blood sorcery known as Akhu, the Egyptian kind used by Setites. So yeah, we have this murky origins. Who started first? Was there the first? Maybe Cain created some first kind of blood sorcery, and then they're used in different ways. But here we come to this diversion in this. Then, of course, along came Tremere, our beautiful clan, and we created form of blood sorcery known as thaumaturgy. And it was based, unlike the Setite sorcery, Banu Hakim sorcery, or Simitsi sorcery, it was based more in occult science and hermetic principles. Because, well, yeah, that's at least what old scrolls and tomes say. So which one was first? Who knows? Does it matter? Not really. Who was the first? Because all of these fall under the same blanket of blood sorcery, but are at their core they're the same thing. But the package, let's say, the outside of it is different. Same result achieved by a different approach, so to say. So let's compare the way that Tremere used blood sorcery to the way that Banu Hakim used them. Let's say that we want to cast fireball or something. It's like traveling, in a way, to certain destination. One will take, let's say, plane, will fly, and the other will go by the boat. Different approach, different way, but the same result. We achieve the same result by different means, different preparations. So that is the difference is in approach. So yeah. So Banu Hakim, Tremere, Simitsi, Setites, and other stuff, we practice blood sorcery, but in a different way. We can have similar results, but achieved by different means, by different preparations and stuff. So to wrap it up, the differences, Banu Hakim use their sorcery, like I said, in a more shamanic way of ecstasy, so to say. They put themselves in a certain kind of trance, for example, to see the future, to have some glimpses in other things. Setites, ministry, their approach to the blood sorcery is more religious. The Aku, how they call it, they use a lot of Egyptian symbols, prayers and stuff like that. Simitsi control the spirits of nature, and we Tremere use more occultish scientific approach. No, occult science, it makes sense, trust me. So yeah, it's same results, but through different means. So that's that. And now that we know how blood sorcery came to be, what is it, how it works, maybe, we can talk about what are the possibilities that blood sorcery gives us. Also, a very important thing to say is that clans like Simitsi and Setites ministry practice blood sorcery like outside of their blood. if that makes sense. To Tremere and Banu Hakim, blood sorcery is like our heritage, maybe, in a way. It's in our blood. The usage of it is passed through from sire to child, but in the realm of other clans like Tzimitzint Ministry, they need to learn it outside. It doesn't come instinctively to them. So that's that. And also learning blood sorcery, if you're not Tremere or Banu Hakim, it's very difficult. It's not like other disciplines in this matter that you can experiment with it and F around and find out. You can do that. Potence you can learn on the go. It's becoming stronger the more you use it, the more experience you have with it. But blood sorcery requires actual learning. No, we are not nerds. We are sorcerers. So yeah, you need a teacher. You need some kind of knowledge that you have to take and exercise it. You can't learn blood sorcery like that. You need to learn, you need to practice, you need to spend a lot of time studying, practicing, and well, better for you if you had a teacher. Yeah. When you master blood sorcery, you can experiment with it, but you need to know what to do and what not to do to not, yourself, to not off yourself. But yeah, to do and not to do. But what we can do. So like I said before, we can blood sorcery. Every kind of blood sorcery allows us to create effects outside us with blood. We can manipulate blood itself, like I shown here. Magic. And that's the basic stuff. We can do that. We can read informations from blood. We can taste someone's blood and know something about this person. We can, like I said, boil your blood. We can strengthen our potency of our blood, which strengthens us, our bodies, and other things. I know that Banu Hakim can transmutate their blood into poison or even acid, stuff like this, like that. So it's very diverse, but those are the basic things that you can do with it. Blood manipulation. The real art, in a way, comes with rituals. What are rituals? They are powers. That ritual is a process that utilizes blood and other ingredients to create a very powerful effect. For example, the ritual Eyes or the Tongue of Babylon, it allows the user of this ritual to understand any language, even if you don't speak it. For example, I don't speak French, but if I use this ritual with right ingredients, I can understand and speak French. So that's cool, and that's one of the basic rituals. More advanced rituals allow us to levitate, for example, allow us to do other amazing stuff, like maybe control plants even. I heard that it's possible. And through experimentation we can create more of them, more of these rituals. Some weaker, some stronger, some more dangerous, some more expensive to perform. And of course every ritual takes time. So it's not like potence, you become super strong right now. Or like the blood manipulation thing that I can telekinetically do a sculpture out of blood in air. No, it takes time. It takes resources and practice and patience above all else. You need to know what to do, in what order, at what time. So those are rituals. My favorite ritual actually is, if you're interested in this, is protein curse. There's just something about turning people into mutated bats that appeals to me. Maybe that's why I was kicked out of the Chantry. That doesn't matter right now. So though that are rituals. Also note, thing that is worth of noting is are thaumaturgical creatures. Yeah. These beings can vary. There are a lot of them, like homunculi, for example. These are beings created with blood sorcery. For example, small minions that assist us or do stuff like this. Also gargoyles, if you know, you know, but I'm not allowed to say more about it. But there are a lot of thaumaturgical creatures, like I said, homunculi, not to confuse it with the thing that necromancers do. So we can create beings out of blood, out of other stuff, and they assist us. And they are cool. I have one here. I won't say what it is, because no matter. So I think that's it for Blood Sorcery 101. To wrap it up, to review all of this, there are many approaches, many ways to approach Blood Sorcery. It's difficult to learn, you need patience, you need practice, and you need a teacher, of course. And yeah, I think that's it. That would cut it for this episode of Chantry Lectures. I hope you enjoyed looking at me and this thing right here, and me talking about blood magic, blood sorcery. Of course, there are a lot more things you can do with it, but yeah, time and closure. So that's it. Thank you for watching Chantry Lectures. I will be back next time. I don't know when, but knowing the temper of my regent, it will have to be rather soon. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have suggestions on what to cover in next lesson, next lecture, or if you if you didn't like something, how could I improve this format? I would love to hear your opinions. Well, unless you're at Simitsi, then maybe not. But thank you for watching again. It was me, Xeno, of Clan Tremere. See ya.